You have a really interesting story on a listing appointment you have, and it's been a minute. So remind us, set us up for the scene, and walk us through what happened.
Had this listing appointment. I went in. It was in an older home in Apache Junction. So the house was, I think it was built in the early 60s. So it was one of the, or probably one of the original Apache Junction homes. And I walk in, everything was fine. I, started doing my listing presentation. They had, a little baby and then maybe like a 3-year-old, as well as a dog. And I just want to say up front, I do not have allergies. I do not have anything that would have caused this medical wise. So doing the listing presentation, I got up almost all the way through, and they started asking questions, basically letting me know they were ready to sign. And, we were getting to that point. Then all of the sudden, my throat closed up, like to the point where I could not breathe. I wasn't coughing, I just couldn't breathe. I couldn't like talk. Like it just felt like I was being choked, like a hand on
So
my throat.
did it feel like pressure?
No, like it didn't feel like a hand on my throat. It just felt like inside. It felt like,
Constricted.
yeah, constricted. Like I could not, I've never had anything like that happen to me in my life, and have never had anything happen to me like that since. So,
Oh
but
my
literally, in order to breathe, I had to step outside. The second I walked out the front door, I could breathe fine. I was perfectly healthy again, not out of breath, just fine.
Oh my gosh. And how long have those sellers lived in the house previous to you coming for that listing appointment?
Not very long at all. They were young couple, mid 20s. So yeah, they hadn't been living. I think they'd lived there for maybe 4 years.
Okay.
So, but I was just, I was so apologetic to them. Once we were outside and I was able to talk again, I just said,
Oh my
I don't know
gosh.
what just happened. I couldn't breathe. And they were just like, oh no, it's fine. It's fine. Just go take care of yourself. And, they were so, so, so sweet. But I was like, okay, reach out and I'll be in touch.
So you never went back into the house after that?
I did go back in the house after that
Okay.
because they decided to sign the listing with me. So, they called me up and they're like, "Can you come back over? We're going to sign the paperwork and all that stuff." And I just, I'm a spiritual person, so I just did some like protection work on myself. I had some black tourmaline in my pocket, and
Yes.
like I walked in and I was okay. Like I wasn't. Nothing happened after that.
Uh-huh.
Um, but it was interesting because I also go visit a Reiki master, and my Reiki master, I told her exactly what happened.
I have one of those too. God bless.
She's amazing. I mean, there's just the energy work is amazing.
Yeah.
But I went and saw her, for our regular appointment, and I went into it a little bit. I was like, I was so, you know, shocked that this happened to me. And she's like a psychic as well. She's like a little clairvoyant. She was just like, well, I just got that there's a spirit that's in this house of an old man that has been in that house for a really long time, like maybe he was the original owner, or that kind of thing, and he does not want this young family to leave. He wants them to stay.
And did
So,
you ever, out of curiosity, look at the tax records to see who owned it previously?
I never did.
Oh, I'm
How
curious
did I
about
not
that.
do that? And plus, I
That,
subscribe to the website Died in House, in case I have clients that want to know that.
yeah.
So,
Oh
but
my
I should have.
gosh.
I totally should have. Um, but anyways, my Reiki master was just like, if you want to bring it up with them, maybe bring it up with the wife and not the husband, because I think she'll be more receptive to it.
Uh-huh.
So, during the process, I went over there to meet with them about something or another. And when I got there, she was there and she met me outside. The babies were sleeping. So she came outside and stepped outside. And I explained to her what happened. I said, I was choked, during our first meeting. And, I told her about the Reiki master, that she said it was an old man, and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, have you noticed anything strange happening in, your house before? And she goes, no, nothing, never.
Was
Never
she
had any.
herself spiritual at all?
I don't think so, because she
Okay.
looked at me like I was insane.
Yeah, because
And we
that
never
was my
talked
next
about it
question.
again.
Yeah, did she look at you like you had six heads? Because
Yes.
I feel like, yeah, typically I feel like when people are more on the spiritual realm of things, they tend they tend to have, if you will, like a little more communication with the other side versus
Yes.
somebody that doesn't is pretty like blocked off. I don't
Mhm.
think they would realize something like that happening even if it was, if that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
So,
and not all hauntings mean that, cabinets are being slammed and, that kind
exactly.
of thing. So,
Yeah.
um, but I mean,
I
after that, it was smooth sailing. We closed and they moved out of state and it was fine.
Interesting. So how long did it take to get a contract on it?
Not long at all. This was back in 2020, I think. So the market was,
Okay.
was going pretty well at that time.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So, yeah, it went under pretty fast.
That's good. I mean, at least that's good.
Yeah.
I would assume like
He
if
didn't scare anybody else away.
yeah, like anybody sabotaging the deal in there.
No,
Um,
no.
I remember I had a couple of flippers that did a historical flip um, in Central Phoenix, and original owner, he passed away, and
In the
the
house.
kids were, what was that?
In the house?
I
He
have
passed
no
away?
idea.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna assume so, but I'm not sure.
Yeah.
And anyways, the children were selling the house, and for me, I'm an energy person. I will feel
Yes.
icky or sticky or thick energy in rooms or places that I go to. And man, that place was I felt it all over. It gave me the heebie-jeebies. I was like, I don't want to
Oh,
be in this house alone at
heavy.
all, ever.
Oh, hold on.
And
I think we're going to have to stop for a second. My dogs are barking.
okay, good
It's
doggies that
probably a
talk
package
together.
or something. I'll be right back.
Yeah,
I got to get them quiet.
you're good. You're good.
Okay. What's going on? Okay, stay. Stay. They want to come in.
Aw, what kind of dogs do you have?
I have three.
Are
But if
they
they do it
big?
again, I'll put them in their cages and it'll
No,
be
you're
fine.
fine.
So,
Um,
where was I?
yeah,
Yeah, you
so
were telling the
uh,
story about the heavy feeling.
yeah, I get that more often than not, to be honest. And I remember they took that house down to the studs, but even when I would hold open houses in it, I just feel like the house needed to be cleansed.
Yes.
I've done that in all my houses. I'll just, take the stage in and out, in and out. And then even in the place I currently live in, by the way, my grandma passed away in that house. And I swear to you, my German Shepherd sees her walking around.
Oh
It's like
yeah.
I've seen him do this with his eyes, and there's nobody there.
Nobody's there. I've never had anything in my house, but I'm also like you. I use Palo Verde sticks. I use sage, and
Yeah.
in fact, I just saged my bedroom yesterday. I do it all the time.
Oh,
So,
okay.
and even my branding for my real estate business, like is spiritual based.
Oh,
Like
I love that.
my website is lightpathrealty,
Oh,
.com.
cool.
So yeah,
Love that.
so it's just spirituality is super important to me. So like all of that stuff,
Yeah.
crystals and yeah.
I think I see the salt rock lamp behind you too.
Oh yeah, I got a salt lamp there.
Same. Um, so let me look at some of the questions actually that I have. Okay, so with your experience in that initial listing appointment, did you ever hold the house open again, like on your own? Did you sit it?
I didn't. They didn't want any open houses, so I was never in there by
Oh, okay.
myself. Yeah,
So you dodged a
no.
ball on that one. So basically, when you came back, you just came back to sign the listing docs, and that was it.
Exactly. And then I think I
Okay.
was back one or two other times just like to drop stuff off or pick stuff up, that kind of thing.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah,
When you
no.
initially went to the appointment, did you feel any weird energy walking into the home at all?
No, nothing. I felt
Hmm.
completely fine until I wasn't.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
I
And
can't
I'm
even
like
imagine.
you. Yeah, I'm like you. I can like I remember showing this one house. I even remember where it was. It was right across the street from Basha High School, and I walked in there, and my clients followed me in, and we were in there for less than 10 seconds, and I was like, "Do you feel this in here?" And they were both like, "Yes, let's go." And
Oh,
like I'm getting chills just talking about it.
ew.
Like it felt like serial killer energy. It was dark. Like it
Gosh.
was a vacant house. Like it was totally vacant, but it was kind of in shambles. It was very dated
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
but yeah, it was dark energy in there. It was bad.
It's actually interesting to see how many homes out here are really possessed,
Yeah.
if you will.
Mhm.
I really had no idea until I started asking around and poking around. Oof,
Yeah.
not fun.
No, not at
Uh,
all.
uh, let me. Dang, I want to know how long. Oh, that was you said 2020. I'm so curious if it was a gentleman that owned it. Now I want to go
I'm
down the
trying
rabbit
to
hole again.
remember if I remember these kids' names. I could like look in my records. I mean,
Were these a referral or was this somebody you got offline? Out of
no, it
curiosity.
was I was working with a team at that time, so they just
Oh,
called into the team and I was the assigned agent, to go
okay.
on the appointment.
Did you ever share this story with other agents to see if that's ever happened to them? And
I shared
nothing?
it at our next team meeting and they all looked at me like I had six heads too.
Oh my God. Well, and I'm glad you disclosed the fact that you don't have any allergies whatsoever to
Yeah,
animals or like carpet, nothing like that, right?
nothing. No allergies at all.
Yeah, and
Um,
it's interesting that you got to the very end and
yeah.
then you couldn't breathe.
Yeah, like I feel like it was to the point where maybe they were mentally making the decision that they were going to do this and sign and it was going to get done.
Yeah.
And like I felt like maybe that was the point where the ghost was like, "Whoa, I got to put a stop to this."
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I wonder how the new owners are doing.
I hope okay.
Yeah, if they've like changed hands
Yeah,
again.
maybe the ghost likes them too.
Oh my gosh. All right. Well, is in your 27 years, aside from that story, is there a story or situation you hope never happens again?
Nothing paranormal.
Yeah.
But I mean, we've all had our moments, walking, down some steps and you take a tumble.
Oh God, yes.
Oh gosh. But there's all kinds of stuff that you wish never happened and that kind of thing. But yeah, no paranormal activity or anything like that. That was the only
Yeah.
thing like that has ever happened.
Honestly, I hope nothing like that ever happens to me. I just only again have had the feelings. And then I remember this one seller years ago mentioning that she thinks the house that I was trying to sell was haunted. And I
Oh,
was like, well, what do you mean?
like at an
And
open
she,
house?
well, no, not in the open house, but when I was interviewing the family for them to
Oh,
sell and move
oh,
on.
oh, oh.
Yeah. And it was the room that she would stay in. like it was her room, and she would say that she got up in the middle of the night and she would have scratches on her face.
Oh my
And
gosh.
yeah, and I was like, I am not going to be here alone. uh,
No.
again, house ended up selling. That was probably, I've been in real estate for 10 years, so that was probably like my third or fourth year in. It was so long ago. But there was some kind of story that she had told me, and apparently the woman that was living there prior to happened to be in witchcraft. So,
Oh.
and that room that she was in was the room that they would hold the rituals in. So,
Oh yeah.
whether that's true or not, I don't know, but I never went into the room. That was
I
enough for me
wouldn't
to be like,
either.
I'm good. Oh my gosh. Well, you're still in real estate 27 years later, so
Yeah.
you're still moving along. Nothing scares you, I'm sure,
No.
after 27 years.
No, and
Um,
but I'm shocked because I told you that I have the died in house, and I'm happy, if my clients are interested in knowing if somebody died in a house that they're interested in purchasing, I will look it up for them. But in all of these years, hundreds and hundreds of transactions, I've never had anybody ask me to do it.
yeah, you know what? You would think that's a more common question for buy. Tell me more about this died-in house. Go.
Died in House is a website that anybody can go on and log on. You type in an address, and they will tell you if somebody died in the house and when. And I actually followed them on Instagram because they post interesting stuff. Like they would show, like a house where people were murdered in, and explain the story and that kind of thing. So I just kind of picked up on it, and I did some searches myself, but like
Yeah.
never ever, like I've offered it, but never had a client say, "Hey, I want to know."
It's very interesting. I'm more about the sex offender list.
And there's not very many states, as far as I know, that that's a rule. It's not in
Yeah.
Arizona. If somebody died in a
Yeah.
house, you don't have to disclose that.
Right, right. That should be in the buyer's, I call it
Buyer's
the buyer's
advisory.
Bible. Yeah, I call it the buyer's Bible because that's like the
Yeah,
go-to for everything. But yeah, the
it
buyer
is.
advisory should be where that's linked.
I
Um,
agree.
yeah, right? That's a great tool. Uh, okay, so where can people look you up, get in contact with you? What are your socials, your anything like that you want to share?
You could go to my website, www.lightpathrealty.com. I'm on Google. You could just Google Heidi Jakubowski Realtor, and I'll pop up there. And then Instagram, I'm Home Sale Heidi.
Home sale Heidi, love that.
Thank you so much, Monica.